Uh, uh, hello? 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 Okay. Where am I? I'm over here. No! Wrong screen. There. Hi, everyone. Hi, Neil. We're going to be playing the Baxter DLC Epilouge today. Yippee! I had to look into my last VOD to check where I saved the file and where we last left off. Cause it has like the game has a ton of save slots. And I got confused. I've played this game so many times. I've accumulated a lot of save states. So it was needed. Where's Baxter? Who's this on screen? Is that save file from a year ago? Yeah. Yeah. Hold on, let me check. Oh look, it was January 8th! Oh my! Happy 1 year! Happy 1 year! Exactly 1 year ago today, we finished the last part of the Baxter DLC during Step 3. Now we're moving on to the Step 4 Epilouge. Hold on, let me I guess we could go into the game screen now. Look at that. It's this one. January 8th. I'm locked out of my home? What did you do? What did you do? Did you forget your keys or something? I forgot my keys. L, take the L. Don't you guys have a spare key for cases like this? Don't you guys have like a spare key hidden somewhere? Look for it. You'll find it. Don't worry. Okay. Oh, the game audio was off. There we are. Is there no one else at home? I'm using the spare key, dog. Oh well. Oh well. Can't believe you got yourself locked out of your own house. Can't be me. Good luck on stream. No! You don't even have a charger on you? Damn, you don't carry around a power bank for your phone? L, 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 take the L. Okay. I am about 12 minutes into this stream, and I want to cover a lot of gameplay. Power banks explode. Not when you buy from a reputable manufacturer. Ow. I've had my power bank for years now. Actually, I got that on the same day I got my old laptop. So that's about 2018. And it still works. It hasn't exploded yet. Good quality. Does its job. You're a grandma. What do you mean? Just because I lived through the pandemic doesn't mean I'm a grandma. What makes that? What? Using Nokia and a brick. What? I use a brick to charge my Nokia? Is that what you're implying? Yeah, I make electricity out of thin air. Oh my god. Oh hey, right, before we get into it, I need to show people. I was playing Cookie Run yesterday. Where is it? Where's the screenshot? I was pulling for the costume gacha. I got him. Chat, I got him. I thought I'd never have a chance to, but I got him. Look at him. I've always wanted this costume. Now he's here. He's mine. Yippee! Am I free? Did some gracious soul open the door for you at home? I also got Space Donut skin. That's a plus. I don't know if I'm going to pull for Milky Way cookie skin in this banner, in this gacha. Yeah, I have almost all the trio, the space trio. We both don't got the keys. No way. No way. Time to look up the lockpicking lawyer. Time to do some research with the lockpicking lawyer. Donut. And here. My boy. Stardust cookie. Oh god, no cap, no cap. Also, have you guys seen Makina Explayon's new costume? Costume, no, outfit. You guys should check it out. He's so cool. I recall it because it's in my screenshots folder. Okay. I think that's about enough yapping. I really need to get going on this game. Where is the... that? Okay. We are now heading into the game and loading up the epilogue. the wonderful, wonderful epilogue. This is so frustrating. Try to pick the lock, guys. Heading into Baxter's DLC. Can I at least see Baxter before the stream? It's a little bit before you can actually see him, unfortunately. Right. Let us give our Mori care at the back. Whoa. Something like that. Right? No. No. Character creation. Oh no. Sure. There you go. No, nothing much has changed, I guess. Glasses. Just give them glasses. Yeah. Earrings? No more earrings. Alright. That should be good. Done. My feelings for Cove. Ah, yes, we also get to pick out. Let's do besties for this run. We're trying to romance Baxter. Remember, guys? Remember? Also, I picked square frame glasses because that's what I have in real life. IRL in real life. Wear a shirt, brother. Okay. There. Both of us have glasses. Alright. Done. Father's home. Yippee! Yippee! You get to go home! You get to go inside your home now! Wow! Wow! Okay. What do we do for Baxter? Since our last meeting with him is that we had an interest level of a crush. Does that love develop into actual feelings? Let's do that. I guess we could do that. Yeah. Yeah. 5 years of pining. Give me all his love, God. 5 years of pining. 5 years of longing. Yes. Which initiative level would you like Baxter to have for step 4? Maximum. Oh my god. A maximum high initiative. He will do it. And so your days growing up in the loving cradle of Sunset Bird came to an end. In the years that passed since graduation, you'd moved out of your childhood home and made your own way in the world. You... Do we live with Cove? No, we are an independent individual. We lived with a pet fish. And you... who owned a business with Cove. Had multiple ways of earning income. Were focused on pursuing education. Worked at a fine company. Are we a wage slave? We're gonna be a wage slave. No, I am my own boss. In the art industry. family members went through the same kinds of leaps into independence. Liz and Lee both eventually earned degrees and started fantastic careers in new towns. But your mom's and Cove's father still lived in the same street as they had for all those years before. It was comforting to you that there were some things that remained in the old neighborhood. And despite the ever-changing reality of your adult life, your friends were still your friends. Though, of course, things weren't exactly the same for them either. Very recently, Terry publicly came out as a man and switched the spelling of his name to use a Y instead of an I. He also confessed his love for Miranda, which she excitedly reciprocated. They moved in together recently in the city out past Sunsetburg. Yeah, they're together, yeah! Derek was as busy as always but doing well. He always made an effort to keep in touch and you even saw each other in person occasionally. For the person who'd left the town and you behind... What do we do, chat? Did we try to contact him? I don't remember what we did when we, Oh my god, it's been a year. I don't remember if we agreed that this was just a summer fling, or if we tried to actually call and text. Yes, try. Alright, let's try and call and text. Mori, hello, A4! Welcome, welcome! It's been a year since I played this DLC. Now we're back, finally going to finish it. The mic glitched a bit. Oh, really? Hold on, let me check. Something might be stirring. Maybe it was just a fluke. I'm not really hearing it. Yeah, okay. I noticed the game is a little not touching the cap. Like that. There we go. Let's call and text Baxter. But he never answered. You weren't sad about it anymore. It still hurt anytime you remembered you were brought down. Oh! Wait. Were we hurt when he left? Were we hurt when he left? Okay, I need to... I need to go back to the VOD. Oh my god, I forgot already, chat. Oh. Were we? I want to stay consistent. I want to stay consistent. Oh man, if this was actually like 5 years after the end of the step 3 chapters, oh my god. Okay, I am... Oh, okay. we kind of got heartbroken. Ah, yes, we did get heartbroken. We did get heartbroken. Yeah, okay. Did it still hurt? After 5 years of longing, of yearning. Just didn't feel strongly about him anymore, for better or worse. You looked back on those summer days fondly. It still hurt anytime you remembered you brought down. You weren't sad about it anymore. We felt numb when it was the thing. So let's try to make that as suppressed emotion. It seemed your thoughts and feelings would go unheeded by him for the rest of your life. And then there was what became of the sad little boy you grew up with, Cove Holden. Of course, he was still a very important person in your heart. It was your family, and he always would be. Luckily, things worked out for the two of you to still live pretty close by. You and Cove lived in locations far from each other. We live close by! We're like brothers for life! He truly thrived in his continued efforts of cultivating loving and supporting relationships with his family and friends. You couldn't say his personality had changed exactly. Instead, it became more refined. Cove was a warm, inviting, considerate man who took the lessons he'd learned over the years to treat the people around him with patience and understanding. When Cove eventually developed a picture of the future he had wanted to have as an adult, it made perfect sense to you based on his interests. Cove got a 2-year degree. After that, he began working full-time at Orca, helping educate the public on ocean conservation and participating in shore restoration efforts. As an adult, Cove was also able to recognize and have diagnosed that he was on the autism spectrum. It was something that hadn't been noticed by his doctors as a child, but he was still the same Cove he always was to you, and he was just glad to understand himself better. Is my audio, too loud? Okay. Music, lower that. Okay. It thrilled you to see how happy and successful he'd grown up to be. Of course, growth and change didn't only occur for the people you knew most directly. It happened to everyone. And a particularly exciting bit of news came in the form of an engagement announcement. Miranda's older brother Jude was proposed to by his longtime boyfriend Scott Adam, that guy you'd known as Grant Grant. Learning his actual name after all those years was almost as incredible as finding out the two were getting married. After being long distance for a few years, Scott had moved to California to get a place with Jude. You'd even met him in person more than once when visiting Randy and Terry. Both men in the couple were welcoming whenever you'd come around. They loved to look out for Miranda and her little friends. They were in their 30s, so someone barely in the double decades was basically still a kid. Someone barely in the double decades was basically still a kid. We're 23 in this. Did we consider them good friends? Family? Or kinda off to the side? It's like having two big brothers. They sent you a very official letter of invitation to their special day through the mail. Terry and Randy were obviously guests as well, though it was something of a surprise when Cove ended up on the list. He didn't have a personal relationship with either groom, but Cove had attended many Eckert events throughout his life. Plus, Jude and Scott weren't harsh enough to leave one member of the usual gang out. Now the wedding was fast approaching. It was set to be a fantastic day with friends, family, and a celebration of the bonds that brought you all together. Unfortunately, making that plan a reality was easier said than done. The happy couple ended up in need of some help. A lot of it. Hold on, let me drink to that. Honestly, I would love being a party organizer. I have had experience working on organizing events for school before. It was really fun because I wasn't one of the performers. I was the one pulling all the strings and making things happen. Oh man, maybe this is just an escape into a power trip for me, but I love organizing events. I wish I had more opportunity to do stuff like that. Right now, the most I could do is invite people to go on events. Wrangle people together, invite them into joining me for events like the Sega Atlas Festival. I would love to one day be a part of an organizing committee for a convention or something. Hopefully. I may not have enough connections right now, but I will make more. I am trying so hard to make new friends this year. I hope I do. And now, are we about to be part of the wedding planning committee? You squinted into the afternoon sun on a quiet suburb street, one bag slung over your shoulder and a suitcase in hand. You arrived at the Adam Eckert household, your place of residence for the next week. About. It'd been weeks since you'd started making plans to come down for the wedding. You weren't gonna miss it. However, it was a one-day affair, and coming this far in advance was a last-minute request. Jude, Scott, Carrie, Miranda, and the rest of the Eckert clan had been putting on the wedding entirely themselves. They managed the DIY process as best they could over a few months, but it turned out that arranging a marriage ceremony and reception was not on the same level as birthday parties, graduation celebrations, and family reunions. The date was nearly upon them. Things weren't finished, and neither man wanted to lose the venue. With no way to magically conjure up more hours in a day, their solution was to have more hands on deck to finish the prep work. That was where you came in, and how you went from simply being a guest in attendance to joining the official party planning posse. You were glad to do it for them. They'd have come to your aid if you ever needed something. At least it was a short trip. How far away are we from California? If I were in America, where would I want to live? Nowhere. I don't want to live in America. What if I was living in New York? That's another side of the country, right? America's massive. Like, doing a trip where you drive from one end of America to the other would take you several days, if I recall correctly. I don't know how many days exactly, but I'd want to live in LA. Have you seen the video that Jaden Animations made about Los Angeles? She hates it there. The cost of living in Los Angeles is terrible. I recommend that video from Jaden Animations, living in LA. If you wanna figure out what it's like to live in sunny Los Angeles, California, a glimpse of it is offered to you by Jaden Animations herself. Even if it took a while to make it. Yeah, we flew in! Miranda was the first to come up to you, circling around from the other side of the vehicle. She was just beaming. You held out your arm so she could hug you. Oh. What happened? My game is stuck. Okay. Right. Where is your dream place to live in? I would say... first thing that comes to mind is Japan. Not considering all the things that it would take to move there, if I could, I would live in Japan. Because, a lot of the stuff that I'm interested in doing, like as a career and all that stuff, is very much in Japan. Animation, comics, even like hobby stuff, being a convention artist, a merch artist. The cost of production to self-publish your own comic book there is much cheaper than anywhere else. Of course, yeah. If not Japan, I don't know where else. Bonsai has like shilled Singapore so many times now, but I don't know about living there. It's a very expensive place. May that wish come true. I hope. One day. And I hope it's soon. Let us hug her with around the side with your free hand. As much as you missed her, you'd have to dive into the car as soon as the van door opened at the pickup spot. That was your first chance to stand together face to face. Miranda squeezed herself against you, giggling with fresh excitement. It was like being a teen again. Oh, she's so pretty. I can get that for you. She reaches toward the suitcase as she spoke her intentions. You've gotta be exhausted. Yeah, sure. If you insist.
Yep.
I do. Hey, that's Jude and Scott's line. Mori. Last one out was Terry. He hopped from the driver's seat, ready for action. Let's get all this put away. Sounds like you want to pack me in a box or something.
Nah.
Not yet. We can't ship you back until the wedding's over. Of course. A hug too? A hug? Yeah, a hug. Terry threw an arm around your shoulder in response, pulling your heads together. The stubble of his buzz-cut sides tickled your cheek. Time to bring the party inside, buds. He didn't need to say more. Miranda speed walked ahead, your suitcase in tow and her sun hat flapping from her firm, determined steps. She had the spare key to her brother's place. You all would have been stranded on the curb without her. Miranda got it unlocked, opened the door, and gestured for the others to come on in. All three of you went inside. Mission accomplished. We've successfully dropped off Mori. The reason you were crashing there was because Terry and Randy lived in a tiny city apartment, while Scott and Jude had an entire house. The extra space and free accommodations were big reasons you were able to do this to begin with. If you had to get a hotel, the plan would have been shot. Yeah, I don't know about booking a whole week hotel. The downsides of living in a tourist-heavy area and of getting married during the most popular season. But it worked out, and that's what mattered. Their home was a chill and comfortable-looking place, as long as you imagined what it was like without the absolute mess everywhere. The living room had obviously been co-opted into the base of operations for their crafting endeavors. Each inch of countertop and even flat enough cushions were piled high with supplies. Thanks for coming to get me. No, thank you. You can relax or unpack or anything. Later today, we're gonna meet up with Jude and Scott for dinner at the Seaside Food Restaurant. Off to the side, Terry's arms folded with mock seriousness.
So?
Technically, it's a business meeting to make the hiring official, but who cares? Not me, definitely not Jude, and Scott does care, but in the opposite way. He's gonna be waiting for us. Besides, we're all part of the party planning group, so we've gotta meet the MVP. Wait, they actually found a planner who'd do this job? Uh-huh. I still don't know how much he can do this late, but it's probably better to have somebody who knows what they're doing. Exactly, Randy. It's gonna come together great. I hope so. Miranda sighed wearily. While you'd started your career on the committee approximately 5 minutes ago, it had already been a long journey for the rest of the crew. Wear and tear and frayed nerves were to be expected. However, your presence had lifted their spirits. Yes! Morale boost! Mood up! No longer awful! Miranda perked up when she spoke again. I'll show you which room is yours, Mori. Cool. Ooh. Nice room. What are those books? Is it the fancy, trashy historical fantasy romance novels? I love those. She escorted you upstairs. Terry lingered behind. He assumed you didn't need two people overseeing your unpacking.
See you.
You can use the bathroom right across the hall for showers and everything. I'll give you some privacy, but you can always come downstairs if you wanna. See you soon. Bye. It was a relief to not rush out the door. You popped open the suitcase and began to settle in. You were also sure to text family and friends to let them know you'd made it there safely. After all that, you were able to rest. Your mind calmed, and slowly it sunk in that you were actually back in the area. You were home. Kind of. In one direction up the highway was Prism Vista City, and the other Sunset Berg. That was the most unusual thing. You weren't in either of those locations, but a strange place in between. The in-between. That's where I live. I live in the in-between. As the sun began to set, a knock landed against the door. Terry called through. Aetherix Lumi. Aetherix Lumian? Why are you here? Why is that your username? Hello? I don't know if I should welcome you in here with that kind of username. Hello, welcome in. We're playing Our Life Beginnings and Always, the Baxter DLC. We're currently settling in to integrating into a wedding party planning committee where we are going to help out our friend's brother's wedding party. What could that name possibly mean? You know what? Genshin players, don't look. I can't tell you what to do, but goddamn. I like being on brand. That's what with my username. The reason I'm here is because I love Our Life so much that I have all the DLC and Flash in one of the Patreon bonus moments. Ayo, you have the Patreon moment. Ayo. Mori is the same thing. No! I'm not a degenerate. Why would you call me that? Why would you call me a degenerate? God damn, you have the Patreon bonus? Oh my god. I only have the Derek and Baxter DLCs. Oh my god. You're more of a hardcore fan than I am. Mori, does that mean they ratio you? Yes, 100%. Yes, 100%. L. Moving on. It's dinner time. Nice. You got your phone off the charger and a few other things and joined up with Terry in the hall. Then you both linked up with Randy on the first floor. Once more, the three of you piled into Terry's van. He pulled out of the driveway with great haste. You were bound for another long-awaited reunion. Maybe when it comes to being a hardcore degenerate fan, but I doubt I ratio you when it comes to popularity. Hey man, I'm like a Two viewer Andy. I don't know if that's what constitutes as popular. It took about 20 minutes to reach the restaurant. The place had to be popular since the only open space was at the very end of the lot. You leisurely exited the vehicle and stretched out in the warm air. Harry and Miranda ambled over in no rush until you glanced toward the building. Because there they were, right in front, the curly-haired Jude and the bespectacled Scott. Neither of them were easy to miss on their own, and together they were unmistakable. Hey Jude dude, hi Grant.
Hey!
Hi! Miranda and Harry's arm dragging him across the tarmac. I don't even stream, I can't possibly win that. You're more popular by default. Jude is amazing. I know a Jude. That Jude is right here. Whoa. You had to break into a light jog to not be left in the dust. The couple of the hour amiably greeted your little group. Jude Eckert and Scott Adam. Miranda's one and only brother was living the typical Californian software development tree. Whoa! Software developer? Oh, there. Jude's partner Scott was easily able to transfer his physical therapist career to a new state when he moved. Both of them needed to take time completely off from their packed schedules in the lead up to the wedding. Miranda's workload was almost non-existent already. She was normally a teacher's assistant while continuing her education. School was out for her students and herself. It was a bit more awkward for Terry, whose lifeguard services were in high demand during that season. But the whole team was committed to getting things done no matter what.
You made it.
You made it. That was sort of meant for everyone, but mainly Jude was talking about you. Scott made the special attention even more transparent.
Hi.
So nice seeing you, Mori. Congrats on your almost wedding. High fives. They responded in kind, but your palms experienced two very different sensations. Scott's enthusiastic clap felt all the sharper when it came in at the same moment as Jude's relaxed pat. And hello, Terry and Miranda. Scott finally addressed the other people there. Hi again. What are you doing? I thought you had a table. Her big brother answered with a carefree or perhaps careless smile.
Relax.
The other guy's holding it down for us. What do you mean?
Huh?
You just left the organizer there? What? Dude, you left your new wedding planner by himself in the restaurant? For who knows how long? Yeah. Miranda's gaze was withering. As sweet as she normally was, her siblings could test her patience like nobody else. But Jude's fiancé came in with an equally unapologetic defense.
It's okay.
He didn't mind. We had to be there. We had to be here to meet you. Besides, none of the real planning is happening today. It won't start until tomorrow. We're not missing anything. It's kind of awkward for the planner, though. Well, let's give him some company.
Good call.
Good call. The meet-up moved inside as everyone filtered into the fancy restaurant. Jude signaled to the host and got a nod, recognized as someone who'd already been seated. So your group passed on by to the seating area. Jude and Scott had already taken their place as the leaders of the squad, guiding the rest of you to the right place. Terry remained hot on their heels while Miranda kept close to him. That left you bringing up the rear. Threading through the white cloth furniture, you noticed how most of them only had room for 2 or 4 people. Your party would be 6 in number, counting the planner. You had to be situated at the far end of the room because of that. The others came to a stop directly in front of a window with a glorious view of the sun setting over the ocean. A glorious view of the sun setting over the ocean. That must be the spot. You craned your neck to see over the small crowd of people, and you managed to catch a glimpse of the table. There he is. In all his glory. How do I remove the thing? I can't. A young man was already seated, his legs crossed primly, his chin resting ever so delicately against the hand. Swept hair and tailored suit spoke of a high level of care and attention to details. In the reddish light of evening, his brown eyes shone like rich pools of dark honey, and on his neck was a distinct beauty mark, a living portrait of class. That was the wedding planner. It was Baxter. Baxter Ward. There's no way on earth this was who you thought it was. He was as stunning as ever. He seemed super professional. You wondered who he was. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? He's incredibly different from the guy we met 5 years ago. That one summer. Let's say we're still in denial. There's no way on earth that's who you thought it was. Here we are. This is everybody we've got. My sister, her boyfriend, and her friend. Baxter's focus shifted away from the sea of views to acknowledge his clients. Seeing the new company, his already heavy-lidded eyes narrowed further. The softness in his smile pitched. Of course, you were the delightful older brother of Miranda's. Why wouldn't you be? Ah yes, another Eckert. The vague comment didn't pass Jude for a second. He was incredulous in an instant.
What?
You know Miranda? Well... No elaboration. He brushed it off with an actual brush through his hair. But Terry caught on the implication and chimed in. Randy? You recognize this guy? She faltered in a similar way, unable to commit to denying, but not able to confirm either. They don't recognize him. You couldn't see the faces of your friends. They huddled together to discuss with Miranda in a way that gave you a clearer view of Baxter. He was demurely scrutinizing the reactions, tapping a finger against his cheek, engaging what to do next. But yeah, Miranda knows him. So do you, Terry. Maybe they would have recognized you if you were wearing black and white, huh, Baxter? Oh, and here I thought you were never coming, Baxter, you teased. Great to see you again, Baxter. Can't believe you're here and planning a wedding. We're going to be enthusiastic about reuniting with a guy who broke our heart? No. Maybe they would have recognized you if you were wearing black and white, huh, Baxter? Baxter's palms cracked against the tabletop. He abruptly stood, almost knocking the chair over. It was entirely out of place with the restrained countenance you'd always known Baxter to maintain. He was shocked. At his full height, he searched past the others and finally saw the last person attending this meeting. You! Miranda gasped. Terry shouted. Hold on, let me get a drink. I'm feeling it in my nose. Terry shouted.
Yeah.
Baxter? Baxter's his name, yep. Your nose, yeah. Whenever I talk too much, my sinuses close up or something. I don't know. Maybe it's an irritation. But yeah, I get really nasally and stuff whenever I'm yapping too much. It's only been an hour. It's because I haven't been yapping. I haven't been yapping for 2 weeks, and now I'm going head first into a visual novel. And I'm reading it out loud. Baxter is his name, yep. How do you know this dude? A pointed question was shot your way. He corrected himself, lifting a hand to assure you that it was fine to forget it.
Hey!
How do you know my little sister? Jude newly directed the interrogation towards who he considered to be the real problem. Baxter stared into your face. He breathed deeply, unsteadily. What do we do? I've actually played this epilogue so many times now, but I don't remember this part. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean his breathing was unsteady? You just saw us. Oh shit. Wait, where did I pick? I click. Escape. There. We stood rooted in place. It became disconcertingly quiet after the initial explosive reaction. The sounds of other guests chatting over their meals, the clinking of silverware, and servers bustling about, it all vanished. Were the other people still in the room? It was impossible to tell. I couldn't even move to check. And then the moment passed. Baxter grinned wide and ran his hands down the silky edges of his jacket to smooth it out. No, I'm burping. No! Every time I yap too much, it's like I'm getting air into my belly, and then I burp it out. A familiar gesture for calming his nerves.
Life is full of unexpected coincidences,
Voice line! Life is full of unexpected coincidences, You're eating air? Terrible. He spoke. Yeah, that's Baxter right there. As you might vaguely remember, my name is Baxter Ward. With a casual flip of his wrist, Baxter gave a brief account of your shared history. 5 years ago, I stayed in Sunset Bird for a summer vacation during a semester off in college. We spent a bit of time together then. By we, I mean the three of you, along with one other. Cove was his name, I believe.
I apologize.
Now, in the hopes of starting off on the right foot, let me apologize for my younger self. I was incredibly rude in how we ultimately parted ways.
I understand.
And I understand entirely if this is awkward. Just know that I'm open to any ideas on how to accommodate working together. I'm fully committed to assuring that Mr. Eckert and Mr. Adam have a wonderful wedding. That is so corporate of you, Baxter. That is the only reason I'm here. You clocked what Baxter was doing immediately. He was placing distance, making this as impersonal as possible. Not a hint of warmth or familiarity could be seen in his sharp features. Even if he was apologizing for what he did, it was as a professional courtesy. Baxter Ward had magically reappeared right in front of you after 5 years, and he was still completely unreachable.
Huh.
It was certainly a revelation to be betrothed. For the betrothed. Every person they'd enlisted to help with the wedding were part of some past social group. Is there a problem with this? Harry? Miranda? Mori? No, not from me. They attempted to prompt a response from all of you.
Huh?
The other, normally happy couple in the group shared uneasy glances. It's not like Baxter did anything to me, but...
Is that all right?
Well, it's nice of you to say it, though. Their former friendship with Baxter had been tentative. Yeah, he never really... vibed much with Terry and Miranda. He just spent his time with us. Whether they could accept him or not came down to the one who'd vouched for him the most originally. And the one who had the hardest time being near him now. Oh. The one who had the hardest time being near him now. Oh. Yeah, we're still heartbroken. We're still heartbroken, kinda, for better or worse. This seems like a good time for a fresh start. Apology accepted. Don't be so worried, it's fine. I don't really care. You offered an encouraging smile. You gave a shrug, it didn't matter. What do we do? We're still a little heartbroken creature. Remember 5 years ago when you broke our heart? We'll live. You offered an encouraging smile.
I appreciate the understanding.
I appreciate that. Face purple crying. I really need to fix that. Mix it up doesn't really give me the results for YouTube emojis. It's terrible. It's just face purple crying, face purple crying. Once I make the switch to streamer bot, hopefully the emojis are gonna get fixed. Hopefully. I just need to figure out how to make a chat overlay on streamer bot. Okay. Where am I? Oh no, motorcycles. Let me mute. This is why Twitch solos. God damn, the Twitch glazing. It's actively being terrible to streamers right now, but you're glazing it. No. Oh no, motorcycle. Can't believe Nil became a Twitch glazer. God damn. Hello, Druki! Hello! Welcome in. We're playing after a whole year of finishing the first chapter of this DLC. We're now playing the epilogue for Baxter. And to recap, the last time we saw him, he broke our heart. And now we're meeting him again after 5 years as our friend's wedding planner. Goddamn. Now he's apologizing to us, but it's like really professional corporate apology. I don't believe it at all. You didn't doubt how grateful he was to let bygones be bygones, even if his smile couldn't reach his eyes. Can we, like, guilt trip him a little bit more? Can we, like, guilt trip him a little more? I'd like to guilt trip him a little more. The drama. Because, take a look at this. Whether they could accept him or not came down to the one who'd vouched for him the most originally. 5 years ago, we were his #1 fan. And the one who had the hardest time being near him now. 5 years ago also, he broke our heart. Can we guilt trip him? I want to guilt trip him. Which one? These all... I'm going to try this one. Maybe it's a little passive aggressive. I don't really care. And don't be so worried, it's fine. It's firm.
I appreciate the understanding. I
don't really care.
I appreciate the understanding.
It's all the same response. God damn. How do we guilt trip him? How do we guilt trip him? I don't really care. I don't really care. We bottle up our emotions.
Understanding.
I appreciate that. We didn't doubt about how grateful he was to let bygones be bygones, even if his smile couldn't reach his eyes. Carrie and Randy frightened properly, and that had the domino effect of putting relieved smiles on the faces of Jude and Scott as well. The mood was salvaged. Here. Baxter coolly moved the conversation along. The sooner the topic had nothing to do with his personal life, the better. I've got business cards for you. It has ways to contact me. Email, phone, the usual. Baxter didn't attempt to pass them out directly. Instead, he delicately placed a stack of cards on the table. They were such a stark white, the fancy cloth they rested on looked dingy. Sleek black cursive was printed across their front. Very formal. Next, Baxter retrieved a sleek black phone from his pocket. Black and white cards and a black phone. It could be a coincidence. Those color choices normally expressed a lack of interest in displaying any personality, especially with businessmen. Yet, a part of you wondered if it was in reference to the unique way he'd utilized those shades in the past.
What do you think?
If possible, I could use your numbers. That will be useful. I can't speak anymore. It's only been an hour. God damn, I've lost it. I'm rusty. That will be useful for keeping everyone informed. There's a group chat for the wedding planning. I won't text you privately. You got it, boss. For the second time with Carrie and the first for Miranda, numbers were exchanged with Baxter. Thank you. You shared it reluctantly. You told him your number. It's the Victorian emo wedding planner, man. Yeah. Hello, Kai. Welcome in. Kai Shoji. Yes, it's the Victorian emo. Do we guilt trip him? Shared it reluctantly. Told him your number. Let's be a little butthurt about it. I want to go down this route. He's gotta earn it. Shared it reluctantly. You can do it, Mori. He was just trying to plan a wedding. Oh, why am I making my MC hurt? Why am I giving her? No, them. Why am I giving them? What's the word? Not trauma. Why am I making them suffer? He tapped away at the screen as you listed off the sequence before returning the phone into his side pocket.
It's
Side
settled.
jacket. Thank you for your cooperation. It's settled. The one final black and white object appeared from Baxter's pocket. His wallet, which had a green $10 bill, which he put next to the business card. Please use this for my coffee. I'll take my leave. Oh, already. He wants to run away already.
Wait.
You're going? We haven't even ordered. I don't want to intrude on a meal between friends and family. We've met... He tugged at his collar over the understatement. Exchanged numbers, and the first official planning meeting was arranged before the others arrived. I'll leave you to catch up and discuss next steps on your own terms. I will see some, or perhaps all of you soon.
Take care.
Have a nice evening. And he bid himself adieu. After a polite incline of his head, Baxter stepped out of the corner through a gap in the crowd. In only a matter of seconds, he was gone. Again. You almost could have believed you'd hallucinated the entire encounter. The floral scent that lingered behind was in your mind. That money could have come from anywhere. Maybe Mr. Holden had been nearby. That was easier to wrap your head around than the actual reality, except for the piece of undeniable proof. He'd left business cards. As it said, printed in ink, Baxter Ward, wedding planner, was a real entity. Miranda and Terry both took one, each, for future reference or idle curiosity. Oh, Miranda! You'd eventually deleted his number? You kept his number saved even after 5 years. I mean, are you the type of person to delete contact numbers? Like, when I save a contact number, I save it and forget it. Like that 10-year-old contact number from my cousin that no longer works, I still have it. Because they never gave me their new number, so I still have their old non-working phone number. Until it gets updated, I will be keeping your number on my contact list. Did he have a new number those days? You peered down at the little piece of cardstock. You picked it up. It was something of his. We're not that hurting. Goddamn. You took the card to check the number. Your friends remained solemnly silent. You must have had a lot on your mind, and they were right. You're like an actual elderly Mori. What do you mean? Is it bad to have the non-working phone number of your cousin for 10 years? We don't even text. Like, we use instant messaging online to communicate. We don't use our phone numbers to text. We chat on, like, instant messaging apps. Like Instagram. Yes, okay. Sure, why not? Call me whatever you like. However, Scott had his own way of being well-meaning. A much louder way. I knew it was too good to be true to find someone who'd do this on such short notice. It was odd, in my opinion.
Did he bully you as a teenager?
Oh, it was a whole line. Did he bully you as a teenager? It's okay to say so. Of all the conclusions Scott could have come to, that was an option you hadn't been prepared for. Neither was anyone else. Terry snorted at the concept of Baxter being a bully. He clapped his hands over his face, the business card covering one eye. This was serious and he couldn't be laughing. Terry and Miranda remembered how Baxter dumped you after one season and never talked to any of you again. And they knew how you felt about that. They were there. They saw what you went through in his wake firsthand. Oh my god. Okay, this is new content for me. I always, whenever, like, Baxter broke up with us, whenever I played through this DLC, I would always, like, be cool with it. Like, I'd move on from it. But this time, this run, we're choosing to be a little heartbroken. And this is some juicy drama. I love it. We saw what you went through in his wake firsthand. But Jude and Scott clearly didn't grasp the circumstances. Randy could keep things private. You'd tell them now it'd be good for everyone to be aware of the whole story. There was no avoiding the awkward conversation at that point. They were your friends, you could be honest. You didn't want to rehash it. It's just too hard to explain. I'm like torn between these two options. They were your friends. You could be honest. You'd tell them now. It'd be good for everyone to be aware of the whole story. That this was indeed, in fact, an agreed upon summer fling. However, this Mori had caught feelings and wanted to, well, not really caught feelings, like wanted to stay connected, at least as friends. But okay, I'm touching my mic arm a little too much while I'm talking, so you guys might be hearing it. I'll stop. But yeah, this Mori wanted to stay connected, to text and chat with him even after that summer. ASMR. No way. But Baxter shot it down entirely and left on a really mean and harsh note. So we were left heartbroken that summer. We haven't recovered since. I don't know. How do we say this? He wasn't my bully, he's my ex. Baxter dumped me. I dated him one summer and then he cut contact. We dated until Baxter ended it, but he's not anything to me anymore. I cared about Baxter, but he broke up with me. He refused to even speak again. He was merely a suitor for a season. In other words, a guy who left me. Baxter's the one who got away. I stayed there together. I wanted to stay together. He didn't. Oh. A guy who left me. How do we put this? I want to be honest. Baxter dumped me? I dated him one summer and then cut contact. Cared about Baxter, but he broke up with me. He refused to even speak again. Yeah, we cared about him. We even offered to stay friends. But he really cut the ties. He refused to even speak again. That's what he meant by being incredibly rude. He dropped you?
I'm sorry.
Mori, I'm sorry. You shouldn't be treated like that. Thank you. They were great guys. It was reassuring to know they were on your side, and it made you glad you could be there for them too. Jude and Scott deserve the best weddings physically possible. Those mixed up thoughts on Baxter in the past interactions and present circumstances brought one particular memory to the surface of your mind. You couldn't forget it. That scathing line he fed to you as part of his rationalization for shutting you out cold. You admitted how Baxter thought the relationship wouldn't last. Oh, wait. Oh, about Jude and Scott? Oh no. Oh, I don't want to tell them. Oh my god. Oh, okay, Baxter. We hate you right now, but I'll do you a solid and not tell you what you said to me back then about these two. Good God. I don't want to tell him. That's for Baxter to worry about. That's something he's got to deal with. You'd keep that secret. We should focus on the wedding though. What happened in the past doesn't mean you have to put your plans aside. You're sure? Yeah, I'm here to help. Let me know how. He hesitated. Jude put a hand on his shoulder and Scott was able to accept your words.
You're sure?
Then that's what I'll do. So before he made it, me, Jude, and Baxter decided to meet up tomorrow morning. We have an appointment at his office all penciled in. I'd like you to be there too, if you can. Tomorrow morning?
Sorry.
Yeah, Mr. Ward recommended it. That way there'd be as much time as possible afterwards to make what was planned happen. Sorry to spring it onto you. It was Baxter's idea?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's got a point. Not like we've got time to lose. How would that go? You had to wonder. What happened last time you tried to do something early with Baxter? What happened last time you tried to do something early with Baxter appeared clear as a morning sky in your mind's eye. Of course, that was a long time ago. You grew up.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be there. Aye aye. Right, that's fine with me. Also chat, we have like a couple visitors at the house today, so I don't know if they hear me. And I've been talking, I've been yapping. I don't know if they hear me. What if I'm like spilling tea out here and they hear me? These visitors are Mori Bro's guests. They're doing their thesis. They think you're insane talking to yourself. No way, more people who think I'm insane. Oh my god, as if it couldn't end. As if the numbers wouldn't stop adding up. Alright, I have to live with it, I guess. I have to live with it. It was a special moment to people who matter to you. It was a point of pride to be one small part of it. And then Miranda kindly pointed out how this get-together was in a restaurant and it could still be used for its intended purpose. It was a much appreciated suggestion. You spent a few minutes focused entirely on which delicious meal to have. No stakes, no pressure. The waiter returned, each person put in a request for dinner, and that was it. Menus were taken away and you were only needed to wait. In the relative privacy of a back corner table, Terry solidly dropped his fist onto the table, as if calling a meeting.
Nah.
Baxter wasn't wearing black and white! I never thought I'd see the day.
Wow.
Baxter's a wedding planner? Miranda blurted out her own non sequitur with equal amazement. Makes sense he ended up as an event planner. Doesn't look right in the other colors, it's so raw. I wouldn't have guessed that, considering his way of managing relationships, he teased. Oh my gosh. He had to let it go sometime, Terry. Makes sense he ended up as an event planner. What with your birthday and stuff, Miranda? Oh yeah, I totally agree. Baxter's perfect to do that, but that almost makes it weirder. It's like someone made it up because it sounds reasonable. Well, anyway, I'm so happy it's almost your wedding. Starting shy and building up more cheer, Miranda attempted to express her happiness to her big brother and his soon-to-be husband.
So great.
It's so great.
Thanks.
Thanks, Randy. Oh, thank you, Miranda.
Agreed.
That's right. This is the time to celebrate. Congrats, my man and other man. Even though the final destination was many trials away, it was still shining on the horizon. You'd make it there, and you were certain of that. Congrats again. Cheers to the couple. What they said. It's really happening. That's wild. That's wild. The conversation was abuzz with excitement for the event to come. For now, anything sounded possible. Food arrived and the topic switched again. You caught up on how things were going with each other overall, how your trip went, and all things besides the opaque man who had left early. You had a great time with friends, glad to be back. When the meal was over, goodbyes were exchanged. Terry and Miranda had to go back to their apartment while Jude and Scott were going to take you to their house. The party planning committee broke into two two teams after Terry was talked out of giving special code names to the groups with the promise of reuniting early that next day. Tomorrow morning, the work would officially begin. At the house, your host gave you space to finish sorting your things along with your thoughts. You tugged clothes from the suitcase in a total haze. It was dark outside, and indoors the artificial lighting blurred around the corners of your eyes. Eventually, your phone lit up repeatedly. Plucking it off the side table where it had been charging, you checked to see what came in. It was the Promise group chat. Baxter had messaged you, but also Miranda and Harry. Jude and Scott could see it as well, of course. They were the original members. Hold on, let me take a sip again. Makes me wonder, what kind of instant messaging apps do you guys use to, like, communicate with friends and family? Because of the way that telco companies, like, do promos for their, mobile data plans, this country uses Facebook a lot because you can use Facebook for free on your data plans without, like, any charges usually, for some, like, promos. So Facebook is like the main messaging app, Facebook Messenger. That's how I communicate with family and also some of my IRL friends, if they ever remember to talk to me. I'm not really the one to chat first. Yeah, Facebook Messenger, and then the next alternative is Instagram because it's connected to Facebook. Yeah, Meta. So that's how I contact some of my cousins, on Instagram. Grand Mori, I'm so glad to hear you're still using Facebook. I'm not! I'm actually not! I do my doom scrolling on Twitter, okay? I just use Messenger to, like, say hi to my aunts. Or, like, contact my dad or something. But yeah, I don't think I've ever used Viber before. Kinda an interesting app, to be honest. But I never had the opportunity to use it because usually the communications happen on Messenger instead of Viber. I would love to try out Line and KakaoTalk as well. Those were, like, really big back in the day. But right now, it's like, I've seen the app reviews. They're terrible now. Some of the reviews say they're really outdated. But I never had a chance to use Line or KakaoTalk or instant messaging because I don't have friends who use that to communicate. And then my number one messaging app, Discord. Did you know that they're preparing to be publicly traded? Discord is no longer a private company. They're going to be publicly traded, which means that's all what you really need to know. All you need to know about being publicly traded is that Discord will be going downhill. Discord will have to appease investors and constantly have to try to make a profit from the app. So it's called enshittification. So look forward to it, Discord users. The servers. Yeah, me and my friends have been thinking of looking for alternatives to Discord in case like everything like goes down to shit or something. We have like a backup. So far we only have Steam voice chat as a replacement for Discord voice chat. No text chatting, no text messaging yet. We'll figure it out. The servers, yeah. That's so sad. What do you mean that's so sad? That I wasn't able to use Line or Kakao Talk? Steam voice chat? Yeah, I've used it before. It's actually pretty decent. I've used it before. But yeah, I once had a dream of making chat stickers for Line. Line stickers, and it'd be paid and I'd earn money from it. But no, Line is already like outdated. People use Discord now. People use Discord now. So I can't earn stuff from making chat stickers. I wish I had like no. Okay, I lost my train of thought. back to the messages. Look! We still have the keychain that Cove got us when we were kids. The little crab. Hello, welcome to the planning chat. All this is Baxter. Thank you again for assisting with the wedding prep. Our first meeting is tomorrow 9 a.m. You can call or text if anything comes up or if that appointment isn't possible. See you soon. A short stream of text worded with a copy-paste of the exact address ended with the copy-paste of the exact address for his office. It was as pleasantly detached as you'd expected from a stranger you'd met briefly once, and in the context of him providing a service for monetary compensation. But that wasn't the relationship you had. It could only be ignored, not erased. You hadn't even tried. You'd kept his number, and after all this time, it had appeared again. Baxter's contact hadn't changed. It was the exact same one you'd gotten in the summer of 2016. You still had history together. Your fingers began to move before your conscious mind caught up with what was happening. You opened the old logs. Oh no, why are we looking through our old texts? The last time Baxter had texted you personally was 5 years ago. Seeing the most recent message was nostalgic. It was during that absolutely unexpected trip to the mountain he let you join in on. "I'm downstairs," the final line he ever sent. That had been quite the night. Baxter had snuck out to the lobby and let you share in a private moment. For a time, it was as if you and him were the only people in the world. You'd felt like you'd seen who he really was in the light of that fireplace. You wouldn't waste that chance. Things were different now. You just remained entirely professional with him. You weren't sure what to think or how to feel at that point. I'd say we weren't sure. We're conflicted. It's great that we get to see him again, but seeing as we made Mori bottle up their emotions for 5 years, they're still kind of heartbroken. So, we weren't sure. You let out a long, slow breath and dropped the phone. It was impossible to get away from the black and white boy in your memories, or the person who currently existed. An appointment was set to see him in less than 12 hours. Man. He was gone and he was there. Baxter Ward was simply an inexorable part of your life. Who do we talk to? Who do we talk to? I mean, Cove would have seen how heartbroken we were. So, Cove, you called your big sister to talk about what happened. Do we want big sister advice? Or do we want our best friend's advice? Who do we want to be comforting us during this time of turmoil? Chat, help me out a bit. Who do we pick? Our sister? Or Cove? Do we talk about relationship stuff with? A friend, definitely. Well, our big sister's a friend too. No what? Maybe our sister? We could always go back. Yeah, we could always go back. Let's talk to our big sis, Elizabeth. From an entirely abandoned contact to one of your most frequently used numbers, you hit Liz's name on your phone. Big sisters were made for moments like these. There was plenty to think about to pass the seconds as the dial tone played. She wouldn't be attending the wedding. Miranda was your friend, only an acquaintance of hers. Miranda was your friend, only an acquaintance of hers, and she'd never even met Jude or Scott in person. Liz had no idea what was going on over here and never would unless you said so. And so you would. Your screen changed. She'd answered.
Hey.
Hey, kiddo. What a sound for sore ears, even if she came right out the gate with teasing you. You survived your journey, that's good to know. Yes, you're welcome. Hey, Liz. She laughed, and you could easily imagine her tossing her head back. Well, how's it going? That pleasantry was a more complicated question than she knew. It was going, that's for sure. But you got straight to the core point. Jude and Scott, the couple I'm helping, hired a wedding planner. It is Baxter Ward. You conveyed all the disbelief you had originally felt into the hushed statement. It is Baxter Ward. Her answer was a single, flat word. Who? Yeah. She doesn't really know him. The Victorian emo boy, Pepe Le Pew. You know.
Seriously?
That loser? He's a wedding planner now? Yes. He processed this over a silent minute and concluded it was acceptable. Well, I guess who else would want to spend their time absorbed in the fanciest of life events than a guy who acted like every day was a grand ball? Are you gonna be okay? It's been a long time, but there's no deadline for getting over clowns like him. Oh, Liz. I'm glad I picked Liz. Or would it be more appropriate to say mimes because of the black and white look? It doesn't wear black and white anymore. But it's fine. I'm fine. Alright. Now I regret not getting an invitation to that wedding. I got to be there for this. Would have been nice to have you around. Yes, it would. You two siblings spent more time chatting, but eventually I had to wrap things up. You had an early morning on the horizon. After a playful bye, kiddo, Liz ended the call. She placed the phone down for good. It had been tempting to make another call, but you needed to get into bed. Rest was the priority. It had been an eventful enough day altogether. Already. Damn, alright. The clown. You finished your trip there. You came to... I can't read. You finished your trip there. You came face to face with Baxter Ward after 5 years. And the real work hadn't even started yet. At 8:45 the next morning, the wedding team of 5 crowded into Baxter's office. Wow, what an office. The crowd and crowded was the word. The first challenge your team faced was exactly where to sit. A single faux leather couch and scattered office chairs that went with desks were the available options. This space was not made for a crew of people, but considering it normally hosted couples, you couldn't complain. Is this the secretary's chair or something? Do you have a secretary? Or do you just do everything yourself like a madman? Scott, Jude, and Miranda sat in a row, snug on the couch like peas in a pod. Randy's legs were crossed over the couch, so there was room for Terry on the ottoman. Let's sit on the armrest. The armrest? I am an armrest sitter. Are you guys, like, if you had a couch and there were armrests, where would you sit? I would sit on the armrest. The edges cut into your butt. Not a great start. The planner hadn't been there to see the groggy game of musical chairs. You were still waiting for him even then. Scott stared at the time on his phone, flinching at every minute closer to 9. Jude squished against him and rubbed his fiancé's back. As welcoming as the two had been, almost walking on eggshells to make sure nothing felt troubling, you were still aware how tight the deadline was. They had to be feeling the pressure. Then, when the clock struck 9, there was a knock on the door. Confused glances ebbed from Miranda's end of the couch down to your side, each person wondering if everybody else heard that. Why would you knock? This is your office. Who's there? The door swung open. The door swung wide open in response. Good morning, everyone. There he was, shoes shiny, suit fresh pressed, hair swooped just so, with not a strand out of place. Grin granite sharp, he looked even more self-possessed than at the restaurant. Obviously, this Baxter Ward was perfectly capable of functioning before noon. The overly grand way of speaking, the difficulty with mornings, the monochrome style, the desire to befriend everyone he met. None of his most recognizable characteristics seemed to have lasted. As if it wasn't even him. Hey, what's up? Good morning. Hello.
Thank you.
Hello, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Scott scrambled to hide his phone with one hand and used the other to keep from losing his glasses in haste. Ed, something happened. Baxter's smile curved playfully and his eyes narrowed. You blinked rapidly, almost expecting white streaks to materialize in his hair. This is my office. There's few other places I could go. Well, that attitude was familiar at least. Flawlessly poised, Baxter strode to the other half of the room and took his seat in the rolling office chair opposite the couch. He used the tips of his feet to smoothly twist the chair's position so that it faced the group completely. Now we know why we're here. I believe we should begin. Nods and low murmurs of agreement followed, until the entire room started from a sudden shout. Harry smacked himself against the side of his head. "Oh, wait!" All eyes were on him. Harry beamed, keeping his attention squarely on Baxter. "Since you've missed everything, I've got to tell you that I'm a guy."
Of course.
"Of course, I understand. Thank you for talking about that with me." "Cool." He sprung forward on the footstool.
Yeah.
"And I use a Y in Terry, not an I." "Yeah." Then Terry settled down for the second rapid interjection. He rolled a hand through the air as if to say, "Carry on. I will remember that." Baxter retrieved a notepad and pen from his inner jacket pocket. Me too! I have a notepad and pen on me at all times. I have multiple notepads and pens, actually. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at them right now. I have too many notepads and pens. Let me take a little breather from talking. 'Cause I can feel my voice, my throat tightening. I'm feeling late, nasally. My sinuses are closing up. You can hear it in my voice. I don't know, guys. I didn't think my voice would get so rusty like this. I've just been talking for 2 hours. Is 2 weeks enough to revert my talking to a noob level? Loser level? I can't yap for 3 hours straight anymore? No way, I've been debuffed. Grand Mori. Hey man, I retain information better when I write it down. Okay, so I take notes whenever I do stuff, so I can remember it. If I don't write it down, I sometimes forget it and don't remember it at all. Like yesterday. Likely story. Yesterday, I was trying to look for the title of a manhwa that I was reading years ago. It was about a devil. And I don't remember much else, but I remember one panel of it. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I know I posted it somewhere, but I don't remember the title of it, so I can't look it up to read it. I was reading it while it was ongoing. I wanted to complete reading it, because surely it was done posting already. But no, I never found the post. I don't even remember where I put it. Now I'm left here wondering what could have been. That's why I'm thinking of making a media journal, where I just write down the stuff that I'm reading, the stuff that impacts or made an impact on me. Maybe take notes, pull inspiration from them. But I would need a notebook for that, and a fancy one so I could enjoy writing in it. So I have to make a purchase, my first purchase of the year, a journal. That sounds fun but old. Nobody likes writing anymore. God damn it. I need to get people into stationery again. You guys, I need to shill stationery again. I've been getting back into stationery after one of the pens that I've been using to write for like years now has finally run out, or well, is running out now. And then I had to look into getting new pens to use for writing. My friends recommended a fountain pen. But no, I didn't take the jump. I didn't take the plunge. I did buy a notebook for my research. Yeah. What research? What research? Could you elaborate on this research that you're doing? You've said this story, by the way, before. Have I? Oh no, wait, about the fountain pen, I guess. No. Just everything and anything? Oh, so a commonplace book. Well, not exactly a commonplace book, but like a brain dump book. Yeah, that's nice. I really need... I don't know, man. The lapses in memory are so reminiscent of being old age. No, it's just my undiagnosed mental conditions. It's just my undiagnosed mental something. Neurodivergence. I don't know. I can't confirm it because I'm undiagnosed. Hi, Cheesecake. Hi. Welcome in. We're planning a wedding, but I'm taking a little break from talking so much at like 100 words per second. How are you? Happy New Year! I was gonna say something about cheesecakes. Have you eaten some recently, Nil? Have you eaten any recently? Have you eaten one? Damn. I wish that were me. I wish I had some dessert. I had some pastries. How I missed it. I wish I can eat it all day. No, you'd get cavities. You have to brush your teeth every time. I had custard puffs. Ayo. All right, back to the game. Chicken pie? What the hell? I have never had chicken pie before. I'm craving for dessert. Yeah, me too. I want fruit tarts, apple pies, pastries, croissants. Apple crumbles. God. Stop, Neil, stop. Back to the game. Baxter retrieved a notepad and pen from his inner jacket pocket. So, normally, I'd love to hear as much about you two as you're willing to share. However, I'm aware we have a schedule to keep to. I'll stick to what's most relevant to the task at hand. I will still need to ask many questions. You'll need to bear with me. It's important to have all the specifics and make certain we're on the same page. I'd never want to simply assume I know what you want. Instead, I want you to say yourselves what your hopes and plans and ideas are. I get what you mean. We made that mistake before. Scott messed with his ponytail. He chuckled at some private thought. It perked Baxter's smile. There was an interest beyond mere polite attention.
Oh?
Oh? A little hint to continue didn't go unheard. Scott was just that kind of person. If there was an opening to talk, he would fill it gladly.
The thing is,
when we were still long distance, actually, starting from before we were even dating, I'd always go on about getting my nose pierced. At least once a year ever since I knew him, I'd talk it up to Jude how this time I was actually gonna do it. Eventually, Jude stopped being convinced that I was gonna do it on my own. He told me if I did seriously get one, he'd do it too and we could match.
well,
I did and he did, separately in other states. And you can see for yourself we had different ideas of what getting a gold nose ring meant. Yep, it was plain as the noses on their faces. Jude had a gold horseshoe in his septum. Meanwhile, Scott had 2 golden hoops in one nostril. Now we have almost matching nose rings. I was disappointed that we couldn't get more interactions with Baxter in the game without the DLC, and Derek, yeah. Well, the base game is meant to be where you could romance, Cove. So Baxter and Derek were merely side characters to that romance, to that relationship. So I guess this is the way for us to actually spend time with them. The DLCs. Scott clapped his palms against his knees, ending the tale on that note. Jude's bellowing laugh followed immediately.
It's good.
I like our almost matching nose rings. And hey, now we've got real matching rings. Cute. He flexed his left hand, showing off the distinct black band. The 2 men had identical engagement rings. Unable to resist the temptation, Scott filled Jude's open hand with his own. Jude clasped him back. They were a delightful couple. Even a pro like Baxter could see it.
Charming.
This is absolutely charming. Not to mention a good reminder that even if something doesn't go exactly as planned, that does not mean it's all bad. But of course, I'll do what I can to make the day everything you're dreaming of. He clicked the pen out. No! Wait, what did I click? Oh my god, I clicked myself out. I clicked myself out. No! Okay, there. Oh wait, no, my legs. I was gonna try to like move next to them. Oh no. Like put myself in frame of the game. But no. My legs would be exposed. My non-existent legs. Alright, let me move back. This should be good. Okay, there. To start off, have we thought of possible surnames? Are either of you going to take the others? Use hyphenation, not make any changes, or so on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Scott's last name, Adam. Mr. and Mr. Adam it is. Quietly, Baxter vocalized the official name while jotting down his first note of the session. And what do you have finished already? A venue and food. And my cousin is of a... I had to burp. And my cousin is a photographer. So that's covered. Ah yes, the wedding photographer. We can't miss it. It's a caterer. That's what we have. There's no wedding cake or any desserts, actually. Not that we need it. Who's gonna starve without cake? Cove Holden. Who's gonna starve without cake? Cove Holden. Thank goodness he wasn't there to listen. Thank goodness he wasn't there to listen to such blasphemy. Almost nothing is technically needed to be married legally. But if we can have it, why shouldn't we? Sure, if there's any time. They went back and forth, trading comments and remembering points the other hadn't, huddled close on the couch. It was like watching a meeting between two kings and their semi-trusted advisor. Semi-trusted? Unfortunately, in the moment it was comparable to kings coming from different countries rather than ones ruling together. Their approaches were not the same. The final guest list is done, invitations were already sent. You've got speakers for music.
And?
There's no live band or DJ, just a playlist. And the ceremony and reception take place in one room. Ooh. We have a runner and podium for the ceremony. The location comes with chairs and tables, but there aren't a lot of decorations done. Leaning close and listening closer, Baxter pressed 2 fingers onto his chin. Do you know what you'll be wearing? Scott's face ping-ponged between his planner and fiancé. He stalled. We've got suits.
It's not great.
Suits we already own, he means. It's nothing special. We haven't bought or rented anything for the wedding, but what we have would work if there's no other way.
I see.
I see. Baxter himself paused there, considering. A picture was beginning to form in his mind. Is there any traditions or extra touches you'd like to include in either the ceremony or reception? I don't know. 5 minutes in and Scott was already sighing. He pressed his glasses higher on his face.
Oh.
If you couldn't tell, we haven't gotten far enough to consider anything extra. We're short on major parts still. The office chair creaked as Baxter rested against it. The gesture was disarming, physically pulling back from the non-stop questioning.
Bravo!
First, let me say what you've already taken care of is commendable. My job is going to be far easier. Jude and Scott were absolutely flattered someone in Baxter's position had good things to say about the situation. With how much they'd put into their big day, getting some positive feedback must have been a real treat. They smiled shyly to one another. I'd like you to get me the contact info for the venue and caterer when you can. I'll put it in the group chat. Excellent. He'd gotten this meeting off on the right foot. Intentionally so. Baxter pivoted to make his next move.
It's doable.
Second, there should be space to finish multiple tasks with the time we have and the amount of people who can assist. So let's prioritize and delegate. Desserts and decorations are foremost. Then, only if there's room would anything else be done. Possibly selecting new clothing for the occasion? Is that what I'm hearing? Yes. Sure. Throughout the extended interview, you, Terry, and Miranda had been silent. Scott and Jude might very well have forgotten you were in the room. At that point, your job was to listen. You'd only act once the decisions were ready to put into action. But watching Baxter work as a professional planner was a surreal experience. Jude looks like a combination of adult Derek and Mr. Holden. Oh. I mean, I guess. Well, let me take a sip. Oh no! Chat, I run out of water. Hold on. Okay, let me take a break. I need a break anyway. I've run out of water, chat. I will be going on break. I'll be getting some more water and taking a bathroom break. Okay. See you guys later. Let me run an ad as well. Just so I can time it. And figure out how long I was gone. Or is it? Run. There we go. Be right back. Hello, hello? How long was I gone? Hello? Hi, Tush Flower. Welcome in, welcome in. You're right on time. I've just gotten back from my break. I had to rest my voice a bit because I've been talking for like 2 hours straight now. Plays a visual novel meanwhile while eating curry and rice. Oh, you have curry and rice? Cheesecake? What, curry and rice? That was the shortest break ever. I can't have too long of a break with nothing happening on stream. People can leave if that happens, whenever that happens. Okay, okay. I should make like commercial breaks that would run every time I have to go on like break. A break protocol, if you will. But yes, Baxter, we're doing the Baxter DLC. Right now we are in the office. First meeting with wedding planning. How short was the break? If I ran 3 whole minutes of ads, brother. 3 whole minutes of ads is already like intense. But yeah, how are you guys? How was the 3 whole minutes of silence from the stream? I think my voice is good to go. I think. I don't know what I'm doing that's making my voice strain so much. Maybe it's because I'm like... I'm trying to lower my voice and it's making it really gravelly. In my throat, and it's stressing out my vocal cords more than usual. I'm trying to be a little quieter today because there are guests in my house, and I don't want them thinking I'm insane and that I'm talking to myself or something. No, I'm just a weirdo that streams on the internet. Don't worry about it, guys. They're normies. No. Gotta keep quiet, lest I be outed. Alright. Back to the game. Right. To recap. We are getting our tasks delegated to us now. The focus is desserts and decorations, while the wedding hopefuls, the engaged couple, will be going out to buy new suits for the wedding. Why'd you call me for? What? I called you? What do you mean? I didn't call you. I did not call you. What was I talking about? Guess I heard wrong. You're hallucinating now. You're hallucinating. On with the show. I'm trying to get a little bit more rest before heading into it, but yeah. He seriously did look like he knew what he was doing. He was asking the right questions, reading the room. Baxter's skills had grown considerably since helping with Miranda's birthday party. We've already got stuff we're working on at our place. We're making guest favors. No clue where we'd get the cake.
It's true.
Me neither. I tried, but how do I know if they're any good at it? Who orders a wedding cake before their wedding? Being able to make other desserts doesn't mean you can do that decently. If you're willing to take recommendations, I am acquainted with a baker. Xavier comes highly recommended by my previous clients, and I can vouch for them personally. Did you get your wedding cake from them? Yeah, guys, I think he's single. What a question! Scott meant it with complete sincerity. He has no ring. Oh, so...
No.
I'm unmarried at the moment. Entirely single, in fact. But I would hire them for my own if I did have the occasion. You didn't know what the perception was of unwed wedding planners. Baxter wasn't flustered by the circumstances regardless. He chuckled amiably. It smoothed the mild bump right over. Scott hadn't even registered the pitfall that was barely avoided. He was getting excited. Things were finally coming along. Alright, we'll go there. What are we gonna get? We can discuss it. Yeah, how long is it gonna take? Can we order today? The pressure Baxter intentionally released was layered on extra thick with Jude's cut to the finished take on the bakery. That is possible. Since time is of the essence, you wouldn't be able to do a tasting session. That means you'll have to trust the flavors. The flavors will be to your liking.
In that case...
Getting common or familiar options would be my suggestion, but you can certainly try something more unique if your heart is set on it. Are there any allergies we need to consider?
That's whatever.
No, that's whatever. Get chocolate and some vanilla. In this case, Baxter didn't accept the first answer he received. Baxter's keen eyes went to Jude's other half for a second opinion. Scott gulped.
I don't know.
I don't know what else to pick off the top of my head. We can think a little longer. Baxter kept his tone approachable, harmless. He was having to double as a therapist, gently coaxing clients to speak their mind. No, I really don't know. We should get chocolate and vanilla. Everybody will like that. That's fine, it's a classic. Chocolate and vanilla. The note was taken down. Baxter pressed firmly onto the paper at one point. A period.
What do you think?
Do you have any design notes? Normally that'd be done with a baker, but again, limited schedule. I imagine you don't want to sit down and get acquainted with someone new. We can have the details prepared ahead of time to expedite the process. What designing does a cake need? That depends on you. Cakes can come in about any style you can imagine, and many more styles you'd never think of on your own. Scott almost leapt from his seat over the topic. Maybe he would have if he wasn't so pressed on all sides. Hello, Daigo! Happy belated New Year! Happy belated New Year! How's the New Year been treating you, Daigo? Right now, I'm going through it. It's not even been a week. Well, it's been a week. But I'm going through it. Holy moly. But yeah, we are currently planning a wedding. Right now we are witnessing potentially a big argument with the couple to be.
That's true.
I saw a lot of pictures when looking up bakeries. They can be so cool. People make these 3D carved cakes into shapes of things. It doesn't look like a cake at all. There were few opportunities in life when you could justify spending a lot of money on an incredible cake. The prospect of that time being now had Scott more excited about the planning than anything else so far. You can even get a cake that's a car. Seriously, a car. With working headlights and everything. Jude loves his car more than me some days. Good surviving, preparing to act upon my New Year goals and keeping myself busy, so you know. And oh, hope you're able to get through it smoothly. His life, yeah. We're surviving. Trying to survive. But it's a new year. A new fate. We go push forward and keep on running. Yeah! Survive but aim to thrive. Yeah! I had a lot of goals planned out for at least this quarter, and I want to at least have maybe 3 goals completed for this first quarter of the year. And then after that, I'm reconfiguring. I gotta lock in. This Jude that they were friends with, this guy, he has a lot of things similar to the Jude that I know. But he doesn't look like this one. You got this, I believe. Yeah, I'm cheering you on too, Daigo. We will win. We will win this year, this 2026. Only a few weeks out of the year. You got me most of the time. They shared a laugh. The meeting was becoming friendly, more fun. The two could enjoy the process past all the stress of it. Except...
Not happening.
But building a cake car isn't gonna work. No one could do it. Unfortunately, Jude was correct on that count. Baxter's recommended baker had to be good. However, humans could only do so much. A custom confection vehicle in a matter of days with no prior notice was asking for there to be no cake at all. In fact, it made baking cupcakes the night before an event look like a piece of cake. Perhaps a compromise is in order. For example, a typical tiered cake with some model decorations. Who's gonna notice? Me. I'm gonna notice. I look at the cake whenever there's a wedding, okay? I am going to judge you very harshly on your cake choices. Because I'm going to eat some of that cake. You know? You gotta put a bit more effort on that cake, Jude. Baxter lowered his pen. The positive momentum had been lost. This does need to be wrapped up under a stressful timeline. However, there is room to still have what you actually want. Real, that's real, so real. Yeah, the cake enjoyers out there. Shout out. Shout out to the cake enjoyers out there. I want a cake that you can eat. I want that too. It doesn't need a lot of fancy stuff. We're not fancy people.
Very well.
I see. The future Adams might not have been particularly prissy, but as a bona fide fancy man himself, Baxter was personally insulted by the repeated dismissiveness of all formalities. At least he would have been 5 years ago. You had no idea what he was thinking now. His expression was inscrutable. It was only clear that he was continuing to pay close attention. Well, I won't pressure you to do more than you'd like, but I think we should at least pick a couple words to denote the overall theme. Traditional, vintage, modern, and such.
Uh-huh.
Finished and not ugly. Jude wouldn't bite no matter how appetizing the treat. Baxter re-evaluated his approach. Imagine going to a wedding reception and the cake is just some generic thing like, goddamn, you don't like having fun, do you? You don't like having fun, huh? You got a wedding cake, you paid for that shit. Why'd you go with something bland? Make it fancy. Make it something you'd remember and talk about in the years to come. Though should go without saying with this baker. If it doesn't matter in particular to you, that isn't a problem. Scott, do you have a preference? I'd want something that seems modern. Old-fashioned cakes are not my style. Or in less diplomatic terms, the sight of frou-frou buttercream piping might have made him break out in hives, despite the lack of allergies. Absolutely. That's the approach. What's the actual presentation? Simplistic, elegant, floral, beachy?
Would that be alright?
Would it be simple and elegant? Scott thoughtfully scratched the stubble along his jaw as his gaze wandered. That combination of descriptors was one of those possibilities he couldn't even imagine, apparently.
Certainly.
Certainly. Then that, right? He glanced at Jude instinctively. As dismissive as Jude had been about the cake, Scott remained hopeful his partner would feel positive about it.
Great.
Perfect, Scott. Jude meant it. Even if it wasn't what Scott had wanted, it was enough. I'm glad you think so. In that case, since you're rethinking it, you're thinking of keeping it simple and prioritizing flexibility, I could visit the bakery for you to make the request. You have other obligations to take care of, I imagine. I'm getting nasally again. No! I can't do this. No! My sinuses, they're closing up. Oh my god! Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Wanted to play CRK, but holy, another stream. Yeah. Hi. Hi. Oh, did you see? Did you see? I got him. I got him. Oh my god. I got him. I got him yesterday. I did a gotcha. Hello, Jester. I will talk about this every chance I get because I never got him. I didn't have the chance to get him when he first came out, this costume. So I'm so glad. Yeah, yippee. Yeah, yippee. Ha ha ha, hee hee, ha ha. I didn't get any of the costumes. Oh no, you can get him next time, don't worry. What am I clicking? Oh my god. I can confirm the budget through text when I get a quote. Do you know the amount of tiers you'd want? You tell us you've seen how big our party is.
Alright.
I can certainly give my take. For a wedding of your size, I would suggest 3 tiers at least.
Done.
Done.
Guess so.
That's good, we're going to have a wedding cake. Compared to how enthusiastic Scott started out at the outset of the topic, the conclusion was like a cake that didn't get baking powder mixed in the batter. Flat. Still, it seemed that any cake would do, literally and metaphorically. Jude didn't care and Scott wouldn't push it. Baxter's planning abilities had been tested there, and the only one who came out fully satisfied was Jude.
I can do that.
I believe I know everything I need at the moment. I can put in that order for you today. Thank you so much for your help, but somebody should go with you to be sure. I can do it. Would the rest of you be good making favors? Probably. They look like those anime boys. Which ones? Which ones? They're people. Amazingly, the single word response said with a shrug didn't fill Scott with confidence.
I'm not sure.
Maybe someone else should go to the bakery? Jude? He can handle it. We've got a planner so he can do his things and we can do our things. The frisson of disagreement didn't frazzle Mr. Ward. He calmly interjected with a suggestion. If the two of you are the most informed about the guest favors, then someone who doesn't know the process as well could attend the bakery with me. That would be me. I just got here. Hi, hello. I don't know how to make the party favors yet. Jude is right, you know. You're lucky to have others here to assist, and it isn't me alone. We can share the responsibilities. Randy and Terry have been helping out. Mori just got here. We have to show them how to do it. Scott grabbed his fiance's shoulder as he piggybacked on where Jude was going. They'd been redirected back on the same page.
Yes!
Or they could be the one to go to the bakery. Your name coming up for the assignment didn't get the planner to acknowledge you in any way. Oh, he's ignoring us. He reacted as distantly as if they said their random cousin Tom Gregg could go. Baxter wasn't intending to mess around with the planning. You could understand that. Yeah, that's professional. That's actually right, decent. Do you mind, Mori? Nice, I get the fun part. The fun part. The cake ordering, yes? Leave it to me. Nice, I get the fun part.
We owe you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Mori will do a good job getting the desserts. Yeah, I've ordered desserts. Because I have a best friend who would cry at the thought of not having cake. We will not let Cove Holden down. Terry nodded at the wisdom in the plan. It was a unanimous decision. Baxter grinned past you in an entirely artificial way. It's settled. A few more minor details were laid out before the end of the meeting was officially called. You had to exit the building in one group and then split off in the parking lot. The main team of Scott, Jude, Miranda, and Terry was going to spend the entire afternoon on guest favors, while your branch had the task of arranging a cake. Could you not spend some time getting your clothes fitted in this and do 3 teams? Baxter directed the way to go and separated from the crowd first. You had to give a fast farewell before catching up with your partner for the operation. Baxter led you to the back of the lot and approached what you assumed was his car. Somehow, as you got closer to it, you could have guessed it was Baxter's. It was sparkling white, not a single scratch, scuff, or speck of dirt. Once the door was open, the interior, however, was floor-to-ceiling black. God damn. Black and white. Another coincidence, perhaps? Or were there too many of those at this point for it to be happenstance? Baxter eased the seatbelt across his chest and addressed his passenger, you. It was strange. He'd been so committed to maintaining a defined distance. When it was no longer an option, he didn't touch on the change. Instead, he behaved as if he was always an employee in your service.
So,
I love drawing while watching your stream. I'm glad! Thank you. I'm glad to be able to be that stream that you put on in the background while you do other stuff. It's actually making me really happy. Thank you, Justin. I'm glad I am that stream for you. That streamer for you. Welcome to my vehicle. Please change the temperature and air direction to your liking. The radio works. I'll leave it off, but of course you can put on some music if you want. Baxter's face was kept straight ahead, eyes toward the road, and he hadn't even started driving yet. How professional. You could watch him as much as you wanted, right up close, and you did. Hey, you're welcome. Yay! The beauty mark on his neck was close enough to touch. Oh, Huh? Don't write about that stuff. Don't put that detail in. Good God, that was him, Baxter Ward. It was you and Baxter sitting alone in a car after 5 years and a promise that you'd never see each other again. He wasn't going to acknowledge even a hint of that on his own. You were certain of it. Am I allowed to speak to the driver, or is that off limits? You teased. It depends on what you would like to discuss.
I apologize.
I can endeavor to help with any part of the planning, but unfortunately my base of knowledge is limited to specific areas. Needed and compulsory detail, thank you very much. His neck was close to touch. We're sitting in the passenger seat of the car. He's in the driver's seat and we're next to him in the passenger seat. So yeah, his neck is close enough to touch, I guess. Why am I being so loud? No. Well, that was a pleasant way to outright reject talking about anything actually important. How long have you been a wedding planner? When do people normally order a wedding cake? Have you been doing well? Oh my god. That makes it look like we're not over it yet. I don't want to make it so apparent. I just want to guilt trip him, but not make it look like we're still hung over him. What's the question? Do we do with the safe? When do people normally order a wedding cake? Or what's the baker like? How long have you been a wedding planner is a touch too personal, I guess, at this point. Your car is black and white, huh? That's like digging up old memories. The baker like.
Huh.
Oh, Xavier is a charming person. Friendly, talented, stylish. I could see the two of you getting along. Oh, his voice was light. Baxter could praise Xavier without reservations. For all his belief that you would like them, he must be fond of them himself. That must be his first friend. Who attempted to add follow-ups or kickstart other questions or conversations. He bunted each one, answering as succinctly as possible. It couldn't be described as a cheerful drive, but the time passed in an acceptably uneventful fashion. And soon, Baxter was pulling into a parking spot somewhere in the heart of Prism Vista City. You'd arrived. The pastel pink sign plastered across the top of one of the buildings read, Sake Bakery, in big bold letters. Cake! Sake Bakery. A small cursive underneath said, Cake Designs by Xavier. Baxter approached without wasting a second. A tinkling bell jingled as Baxter opened the door. He held it out for you. Being in a rush didn't mean being impolite, apparently. You joined him. The design of the sign accurately alluded to what was to come. The whole bakery was decked out in soft pinks and creams. Each dessert, in a neat little row, was delightfully delicate. If the taste matched the presentation, they must be incredible. Warm air, perfumed with spices like cinnamon and nutmeg, surrounded you completely. Oh man, I want to go to a bakery. I want to go to one of those fancy bakeries. Get some pastries. God damn. Whatever teenage Baxter's sharp monochrome style was supposed to be, this store was the opposite of that. The sound of the bell summoned someone from the back. Sorry, Mori bro was in the room. Surely I was muted. Clad in a simple apron, with far from basic face makeup on and a stylish updo, the employee smiled brightly. At the risk of being presumptuous, you'd guess that was Xavier. Their whole look was made to fit with the overall aesthetic. Even the flowers in their flowing hair looked as if they were plucked right off a wedding cake.
Always a pleasure.
Did he ask you to stop talking about next? No. No. His guests have gone home, so he's doing housework, apparently. Yeah, and I was busy slandering him. That's why I was muted. Whoa, you have a sibling? Yeah, I call him Mori bro. It's so scary when the sprite freezes and gives you the 1,000-yard stare. No! We can thirst louder. No. No way! No way! I've been losing my voice already! Good God. Okay, I hydrated, but I choked. I choked on water. I lose your voice. No! No, I still gotta talk. Baxter, welcome. Always a pleasure. Is this a new client? Not quite, but I do have a job for you. This is Mori, a friend of my latest couple. They're here to assist with the preparation of the event.
Well,
The lovebirds are busy with tasks of equal importance, you see. It was almost astounding how much more naturally he spoke when it was to anyone other than you. Though this being about his work also might have helped, Baxter was back in his element. Mori, this is Xavier. They're the head baker and cake artist of this fine establishment. Thanks for coming in. It's good to meet you. Xavier's eyes sparkled. At first glance, the color seemed a pale brown, but the more you looked, the more you caught shades of purple. Hold on. You'd seen those eyes before? Is this some kind of romance game or something? Yeah, we're trying to romance this guy. The guy in the suit. And he's actually not paying us any attention. He's trying to avoid us. You've seen those eyes before. Yes, we've met them before. You could only stare silently, racking your brain for where the strike of deja vu was coming from. When had you looked deeply into those irises? And then it just came right out. Did you ever paint faces at the boardwalk?
What?
What? For a minute, Baxter might have believed you'd lost your mind. Meanwhile, Xavier was in fear of you being a mind reader. I did. It was my first real job. I've always been an artist. Their laugh was as musical as the bell on their door.
Oh!
Wait, does this mean we've been closely acquainted before? You put a shooting star on my cheek. Good choice. Yeah, one time. Wait, that was his voice? Yeah. Baxter has a very nice voice. Even his, did you know his voice actor has come to visit the stream a couple times before? I always freak out when he says hi. Baxter's deep voice. I was surprised when I heard him. Yeah. You guys. His voice got deeper. Wow. But yeah, we'll be hearing more of him eventually, I hope. We're going like the heartbroken route with our character here. So I don't know if there's going to be new voice lines that I haven't seen yet, but here we are. Yeah, one time, years ago, I went there with my family and a friend's family. Going to the boardwalk was a big tradition for them.
That's incredible.
That's incredible. That's incredible. How great to meet again. It is. This wedding planning thing was full of unexpected reunions. That other person you surprisingly ran into again chuckled off to the side.
I see.
I see. You're already well ahead of me, Mori, as usual. Oh, okay, alright. Being a little chummy here, Baxter. So, what exactly can I do for you? Or your clients, rather?
I see.
I don't have any more motivation to draw. Why? Is it because you heard Baxter's voice? Is that it?
That's incredible.
That's incredible. Don't worry, your motivation will come back, Jester. His haircut is interesting, I think. He has a side swoop hairstyle. I don't know what's going on with him, but that's the style he picked. Oh, wait, no! I clicked something, and everything returned back to the ether. Hello? Chat? Okay, I found you. I found you again. Yes, I'm back. We're back.
I see.
To be honest, it's a pinch unusual to not have even one person getting married come to commission their wedding cake. Ah, these are unusual circumstances. Baxter confessed that much with his eyes closed. When he had enough shamelessness to look Xavier directly in the face, the inherent charm of Baxter's grin had been pushed to its absolute limit.
Is that fine?
Could you possibly make a 3-tier cake that is simple yet still elegant and modern in about 3 days? Xavier's perfectly painted lips popped open. Not a word came out of them, but it wasn't as if they were given a chance to object. There was more. And that schedule is including today. The wedding is Saturday afternoon. What did you click, Mori? You're gonna start a nuclear toxicity. No! No! Good thing I don't have the nuke codes. No! Baxter rolled his wrist smoothly, recounting each of the points set during the initial planning meeting. If he stated it as a predetermined fact, surely it meant it become real. For flavors, they would like chocolate and vanilla, separate for two of the tiers and in combination for one. They finally cut him off there, folding their arms definitely.
Flavors are not a concern right now, monsieur.
Flavors are not the concern right now.
Really?
Really, I would say that's fairly important. Not if I can't do the order. Oh, Xavier, no need to worry. I trust in your abilities immensely. There was a scoff. Baxter kindly ignored it. Besides, there are worse arrangements. Are there? An example of that would be? And an example of that would be? Well, entirely theoretically, you could have to prepare desserts for a full-scale party the very night before the event. You blinked. Did Baxter just... Did Baxter just reference when you work together? Okay, I can't read. I can't read. Did Baxter just reference when you work together to throw a party for Miranda? Those shared memories had played about in your mind lately, especially since you were handling event desserts together again. But he'd made his interest in reminiscing known. There was none. There was no interest in reminiscing. And yet, there he went, chuckling heedlessly and running a hand through his hair.
Understandable.
I am sympathetic to this being a difficult task. As Mori as my witness, I did swear to never take for granted the effort it takes to provide decorated and delicious treats under pressure. We were only able to start baking 3 dozen cupcakes at a time when many people would be going to bed. Baxter glanced at your face, his eyes sparkling with affection. Good God! Why would you note that? Why would you tell that detail to us? Why would you tell that detail to me? A sparkle of affection. You weren't mistaken. He was talking about the time you were dating. And now he'd acknowledge you directly in his storytelling. You did what with who? I thought you were here because they're your clients. Xavier's disbelief over his words rivaled your own, except for entirely different reasons. They batted their hand encouragingly for more details. Baxter schooled his coyness into a more level-headed smile at being questioned, and you suddenly understood. He knew Xavier, he knew you, the clients he didn't know weren't there. For a moment, Baxter had forgotten his professional self. He got too comfortable. It wasn't Baxter's normal state to wall you out so completely. That was a concerted effort. Oh. One that went against his real preference. Oh. His first instinct was to still be amicable towards you. That made the mess worse! Was that better or worse than him genuinely not caring? What do we do? What do we pick? What do we pick, chat? We're still kind of a little bit heartbroken about the way he ended things 5 years ago, so that's that for our MC. What do you guys think? Would that make things worse? I don't know. Bottom? Was that better or worse than him genuinely not caring? Oh good God. And it made the mess worse? Okay, there's more options. I've known Baxter since his black and white phase. It's all true. We were up in the dead of night frosting those cupcakes. Xavier's eyes widened, and so did their smile. Can you elaborate on the story? But that tangent was stopped short with a demure ahem. Let's not get too distracted. While 3 days is more than a single night, it is a tight deadline regardless. It would be rude to take up any more of your time than necessary. Baxter spoke while continuously ignoring the fact that Xavier did not accept the commission being foisted on them. Truly, nothing rude was allowed. As the only person in the room who might be able to understand the nonsense of what they were going through, Xavier frowned at you. You had no explanation to give for Baxter. Sighing, Xavier pressed their palms into their lower back, already feeling the phantom strain from this job. I'll do it for you. That sounded about right. If a random pair of people had rolled in and began making similarly absurd demands, you couldn't imagine Xavier would have humored that. Still, a victory was a victory. Mr. Planner managed to pull it off somehow.
Thank you.
The yin-yang phase. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're a lifesaver. Baxter retrieved his notebook from his jacket, not hesitating a second. Xavier matched the move. They had a notepad with order sheets. The wedding industry collaborators began the process of putting in a cake order. All the prior decisions were recounted, and Baxter described the pair in question as best as possible. You had a few points of your own to contribute from being more familiar with Jude and Scott. It was made extra clear that Scott did not want a cake design laced and frilled out like 18th century underwear. Xavier had a handful of follow-up questions, but it was nothing that required calling the couple. And then the baker slipped the order form into the pocket of their apron. Amazingly, your work there was done. Having a professional do the desserts really was a breeze. Yeah, I would have any kind of dessert catering professionally done, because I have baked before. I hate it. Maybe it's because my oven isn't really good, but I don't like baking. I have a love-hate relationship with baking. I love baked goods. I love making baked goods. Making the stuff that I eat. Baked goods, but the entire process of dealing with the oven during baking is not ideal. Thought if you bake, you'll burn the dang thing. No, I keep an eye on it. I've made cookies and cakes before. Banana cakes. Yeah. They were good. Okay? They were good cookies. They were good cake. Okay? Are you sure? I don't have proof. You'll have to take my word for it. Believe me, I don't lie. I don't lie on the internet. Believe me, you gotta. Believe.
Good deal.
Thanks for stopping in at Cake. I better get started. I'd believe that, honestly. There's one thing I don't do, and it's burn food, okay? I'm not that kind of guy. I hate wasting food. Even though I can't finish everything, I would put it in the leftovers and eat it eventually. They offered a grin as sweet as any slice of cake. Let's see each other again soon, okay? Not as customers, though it would be nice too, but also to hang out after this shared nightmare is all over. Baxter immediately came in with another throat clear, much harder than before. First off, you shouldn't call the Adams' wedding a nightmare. Even if the circumstances aren't ideal, they have done what they could. Be right back. Alright! And second, you were right the first time. Mori is a friend of the couple I am working with. We do not hang out together. We do not hang out together. Sure. 5 p.m. already? Oh my god. I mean, I guess we can finish up this this part. It's already like about to wrap up. Xavier's face went blank and they paired it with an ever so slight tilt of the head. I'm not sure why you're saying that, but we've all got work to do. You two can explain it next time. I can wait. You wondered if Baxter remembered about 5 minutes ago when each one of Xavier's objections went through one of his ears and out the other, and if his own medicine tasted bad. He bristled. That simply wouldn't do. With firm insistence and exaggerated enunciation, Baxter repeated his standpoint. Regrettably, there won't be a next time the three of us come together. There won't be a next time the three of us come together like this. Once the wedding has concluded, Mori will have no reason to interact further. But what if I just want to buy a cake or a pastry at Xavier's cake shop? Am I not allowed to? He's avoiding us. Yeah. You said we wouldn't see each other again anymore last time, and here I am again. Should do that. I don't know, man. This is a push and pull kind of situation. I'm not going to get in between this guy. This is an argument between you two. I'm not a part of this. The silence was painfully felt. Xavier's mauve eye shifted consideringly from Baxter to you.
What's the dynamic here?
Really, what's the dynamic with you and him? Baxter shot daggers at Xavier without even dropping his sparkling customer service smile. That only made it more intimidating. Please leave Mori out of this. I am the planner for the occasion and the only one you need to be concerned with.
Sorry.
I thought you were the one who brought them into it, but alright, sorry. Sorry. They didn't look apologetic at all. In fact, you got the distinct impression Xavier was having fun.
How wonderful.
I appreciate that. Baxter didn't mean his words either, but he wasn't having fun.
Now,
Thank you very much for accepting this rush order, Xavier. You are such a help, but we need to be going. In the most roundabout way possible, he was kindly requesting Xavier to get off his back already. Then he turned that back directly to them and strode out the door without another word. Xavier watched his dramatic exit with their hands stuffed into the big apron pocket. As unexpected seriousness colored their normally bright features, or as playful as Xavier was, they were concerned about their acquaintance, work friend, normal friend. You didn't know where they stood with him. Xavier themselves likely didn't have a clear answer. Baxter was opaque that way.
Phew!
Good luck! Good luck with all of this. Man, it's a good thing you only have to deal with the cake, I guess. Hold on, let me turn on the lights. It's getting dark. Whoa. Hello, I'm back. Good luck with all of this. You stared at them momentarily, but thought better of continuing that line of conversation. You gave your goodbyes, not knowing if it'd be for the last time or not, and headed after Baxter. Baxter was waiting for you by the car. He climbed inside as you approached. Before you were close enough to try speaking, you joined him inside. It was tense. Against all odds, being alone in a small space with Baxter had managed to become an even more awkward situation. Seated and buckled, you waited for what he'd do. Baxter asked a simple question. Could you enter in the address of where you're staying? I can drive you there. That was straightforward enough. You punched it in. Thank you. It was quiet again until he was on the road, past the bakery, and out of the most traffic-heavy part of the city.
Well,
Jude and Scott should be pleased to hear they will have a lovely wedding cake. You assumed it would go that way. Of course, Baxter would dance right around what happened without acknowledgement. He's avoiding us! Not what happened in the bakery, not what happened before. Your entire relationship had become a looping series of feigned ignorance. Good, you didn't want to talk to him about anything, but that didn't mean you were happy about it. No, you weren't going to ignore it. I said we were going to try to guilt trip him, but do we go with it? Do we go through with it? We're going to go through with it? Sure. Baxter? I want to talk to you. Baxter flexed his knuckles and the perfect smile on his face twitched. Headed off. I can't read! Headed off his rejection before he could give it. I know you're here right now because of a client, but you can't be working all the time. You have to be done for the day. I have other work. Baxter was quick with that retort, prepared for the last time you headed him. Then you should take a break. Wait, no, this is the wrong choice. No. I'm gonna guilt trip him. You didn't want to talk to him about anything. Yeah, they're gonna be happy. Neither choice is good. Good God, with this guy. That was it. The highway exit gradually neared, and you were both almost home free. Yet Baxter had something to say. Lori, I need to apologize for my improper behavior at the bakery. I'm not any less immature than I was 5 years ago, it seems. He absent-mindedly tapped the steering wheel. I'm a wedding planner, and you are someone working on the wedding in your own way. No more, no less. I didn't mean to bring up a potentially uncomfortable topic. So he knows he broke our hearts. So he knows he broke Mori's heart. He knows it. That's why he's avoiding it. I guess. I can understand the way of thinking, but goddamn. That caught you off guard. You'd been so certain he'd never address anything he wasn't forced into. Though being sorry for mentioning the fact that the two of you knew each other was avoiding the root of the problem. But you'd given up on trying to talk about it. Okay, I get it.
good.
Beyond that, he didn't touch on anything from the old days or even remotely intimate. It was business as usual. Baxter came up with pleasantries and wedding-appropriate points of discussion to fill up the trip to your current residence. Hosted, guess who's your favorite cookie? Ayo, we have a wedding to plan and you're asking me which cookie your favorite is? Okay, quick segue, because why not? Off topic, but this is really quick. Anyway. I don't know who. I have no idea who. Wedding planning or something? Yeah, we are wedding planning. Okay, I'm not gonna guess. I don't know who. Endless small talk was a talent of his. Not surprising, considering Baxter's chosen career. Things were in motion, but it was as if you weren't going anywhere. Eventually, the destination did arrive and you were turning into the suburbs. Baxter lined up with the side of the road rather than pulling into their driveway. He idled with his eyes dead ahead. Jester, you're being kind of off topic now. I'll be letting you off for this, but we're not talking about Cookie Run right now. We're playing the game. So I would appreciate if we kept on topic. Yeah? Thank you. Baxter lined up with the side of the road rather than pulling into their driveway. He idled with his eyes dead ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you for the assistance today. Have a nice rest of your afternoon. What kind of wedding planning is this? Wedding planning with a side of meeting your ex. Wedding planning with the side of your ex is the wedding planner. Have you not been paying attention, Jester? Oh my god, oh my god. You've been here the whole time, for an extended period of time now, and you haven't been paying attention? Goddamn. I've been watching on my other phone. Anyway, yeah. This is Baxter. Our summer fling, an ex from 5 years ago, and now we found out that he's the wedding planner for our friend's brother's wedding. And he is dropping us off at the place I'm staying at. So is he going above and beyond for this wedding planner gig? Maybe. Is he still hung up on us like we are from 5 years ago? Maybe. Thank you for your assistance today. Have a nice rest of your afternoon. There was an audible click as Baxter unlocked the doors. See you soon. He got out and walked up to the front before ringing the bell. Oh my god, what if we had that argument and then we just say whatever when we leave the... Oh my god. Oh my god. I wanna stir up drama, guys. I wanna stir up drama. What if we have the argument in the car, and then when we get our option to say goodbye and we go whatever. What if just bye. Bye. Sure, bye. Today's plans should have the whole rest of the group home and working on guest favors. Baxter's car lingered on the curb in your peripherals. Maybe he wanted to make sure you actually did get inside. Or maybe not. You could never guess with him. You started from the door being opened.
Hey!
Hey Mori, you made it back in one piece. You were already smiling from being back. Hi, Scott! While following your host inside, you stole a glance behind you. The road was clear. He has left. Wedding HQ was at full capacity in the living room. The supply count had doubled, no tripled since yesterday. Alright,
Hey,
right. We have to stop here. Let's we gotta finish up here. Right here. Okay, there. Save. It's already 5:20. I need to go. 5 p.m. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching all this drama unfold. You're done? Yeah? Yeah? What of it? See you next week. See you next week for another edition of the Baxter epilogue. This is going to be a really long epilogue because we're going to be basically recounting all 5 experiences during the previous chapter. 3 months of content. Good God. No way, no way, no way. Alright, we finished ordering the cake. And now we have been dropped off by Baxter back to the place we're staying, Jude and Scott's house. And next time we head back in, I don't remember. I don't remember what's up next, but yeah, we will be heading into the Party Favor Creation HQ, and then we'll see from there. Press that voice and nose now. Alright, okay. Alright. See you guys again next week. This is going to be a Friday thing, the Baxter epilogue Friday streams, and then I will figure out what I'm going to be streaming on Wednesdays. Sometimes I might not actually stream, and yeah, I'll put out a schedule. But happy Friday! Happy Friday, guys! Go get yourself some nice food to eat, good company to spend time with, and enjoy the weekend. Happy weekend! Bye guys, bye! Bye bye! Bye bye! Thanks for dropping by, thanks for hanging out, bye bye! We will get to see more drama next week. Bye!